wherever you like. You got it? Yeah, I'll get some. Let's just get some. How far back can I stand for this? How far back can I stand? I don't need to be right on top of it, do I?
Like right here.
So I can move a little bit.
You can move a little bit. You can just project it.
Yeah. I'm not worried about them hearing me. I'm worried about picking up on mine. Okay.
You guys are awfully quiet. I'm not used to this on a Friday night. Like you're slowly getting quieter and quieter as if to say, Mike, come on, start. Is that, yeah? Lisa just looked at her watch. That's good. Shabbat shalom. Why don't you all open up to page 128, or you don't have to if you know the words to... הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבאחים גם יחד. 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 How good it is,
How good it is.
how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is,
How good it is.
how sweet it is,
How sweet it is.
to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבאחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבאחים גם יחד. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Loud this time. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos.
Good evening, good Shabbos. Welcome to Congregation Dor Tamid in our Friday evening Musical Kabbalat Shabbat worship service. A number of years ago, out on the West Coast, Rabbi David Wolpe and Craig Taubman got together and came up with this idea of Friday Night Live, an idea to bring joy and ruach and exciting, engaging music to our Friday night worship service, and we are bringing that music here tonight as we enter into this Shabbat, as we enter into this time that we have that our Talmud teaches, our rabbis teach, should be above all else a day of joy. Joy as we enter into this time of rest and reflection and renewal, and joy as we open our hearts to the hearts of the world. I'm going to ask everyone to take a moment and just make sure your cell phones or other electronic devices are turned off. I'm going to invite you to join us in song tonight, because most of our music tonight you probably already know, even if you don't realize or didn't realize before tonight who the artist that wrote it was. So I'm going to invite you to join with us as we begin our service with a psalm for Shabbat, which Mike will teach us now.
Now, the first thing we have to do is, I'm looking out at the congregation, and I saw the rabbi say the word joy. And I got to tell you, what I see is folded arms, frowny faces. Y'all are carrying the weight of the world with you right now. So let's try this before we even learn how to sing. Everybody just put your arms down by your side and take a nice deep breath. Without oxygen, what have you got? Right? A nice deep breath. Now, look around and with feeling, say to the person next to you, behind you, whatever, say, Shabbat Shalom, a Sabbath of peace. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Good. That's good. That's good. Let's try it again. Everybody, on the count of 3, we're going to say Shabbat Shalom. 1, 2, 3.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's very good. And if you'll go a little farther with this, let's try singing those words like this. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, you guys do that. Ready? And Shabbat Shalom. And then like this. Shabbat Shalom. Try that now. Shabbat Shalom. We can see how well you're doing. The oxygen's making your memories full. And Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Let's do that again. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I mean, you guys keep on singing that. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. If you guys want to try this with me. Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Try that. Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Try it again. Shabbat Shalom. Then we'll end it right here. Umevorach. Now, you can sing whatever part you want. Those are your 2 options. If you come up with something else, just as long as it's the key of F, I know you all know what that is, exactly. And then you just keep singing until I start singing something else, and then you'll stop because it won't make sense for you to sing that. And then when I come back and singing again, you'll know it's your turn. You got it? Good. This is how I run my choir. They can attest. I just tell them to do whatever feels good. Ready? Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalomers, you keep doing that. The other people go, Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Try it again. Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Az yemale shoktiinu ushomreinu rina. Az yomru v'goyim higdil Adonai Lasot Melech Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom.
We enter into Shabbat by praising God, by raising our voices in song. As we turn to page 135, at the bottom of the page, singing together these words, Romimu.
Now here's the thing. If you guys don't want to sing, I'm totally cool with that, but you have to clap. So let's try clapping. Let's hear it. Where would you clap? No. Better. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. A little faster. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. We're gonna do it faster. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Did any of you want to get up and like dance around this? I know you did. Okay, I know you did. Next time we got to do that, okay? There'll be more opportunity. You get up, do a little Jewish conga line around the sanctuary. All right.
So,
all right.
Now that we have entered into Shabbat, we've raised our voices in song and prepared to enter into this holy time and space. We bring even more joy because we begin also on this Shabbat by celebrating a simcha, a joyous occasion in the life of our congregation and our community, the Jewish people, and specifically in the life of one of the young people in our community, as tomorrow morning on this Shabbat, Aaron Dolovsky will celebrate becoming a bar mitzvah, the newest adult member of the Jewish people, and tomorrow morning he will lead us in prayer, read from the Torah, and then teach us from its sacred and ancient wisdom. But tonight, to begin Shabbat, I'm going to ask Aaron to come up to the bima along with his mom and his dad so that they can kindle our Sabbath lights as we all turn to page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
It used to be that the mystics of Sfat would go out into the hills dressed all in white to bring in Shabbat. They would sing their psalms and sing their songs and march back into the city, welcoming Shabbat with them, raising their voices in song, beginning with the Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat on page 130, as they sang Lechune Ranana, saying to every person with them, "Let us all sing with joy together as we enter into this day."
Page 131. Shiru Adonai Moharetz. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. Shiru Adonai Moharetz. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai Koharetz. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. Adonai Koharetz. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash.
We turn now in our prayer books to page 138 as we prepare to welcome in the Shabbat HaMalka, the Sabbath bride, with the singing of Lecha Dodi. Tonight we will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and when we reach the final and 9th verse, we will rise and face the door of the sanctuary, hoping to catch a glimpse of the Sabbath bride as she enters our presence. We join together.
Can I ask you to just help out a little bit? And you're going to know when the time is right. But can you guys just do this? Now, if this happens on beat 1, I will give you a look, and then I will correct you. Okay, we're not there yet. Lecha lecha doti, lekra lekra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha doti, lekra lekra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. La la lecha lecha doti, lekra lekra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha doti, lekra lekra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Or v'zachor b'dibor echad, Shmi'anu el ha'meyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet iliti la 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 lecha lecha doti, lekra lekra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha doti, lekra lekra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shabbat lechu v'nelchad, ki hi mekor beracha Meirov shvi kedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshavati la 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 Lecha lecha dodi Lecha lecha kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha lecha dodi Lecha lecha kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela Oreri, ki ba'oreko mi ori shedaveri Ki baranai alai ignig la 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 Lecha lecha dodi lecha kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha lecha dodi lecha kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Boi b'shalom atzeret bala Gam b'simcha u'b'tzora Toch amudei am segula Boi kala Lecha lecha dodi, lecha kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, lecha kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela la la. Lecha lecha dodi, lecha kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, lecha kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela la la. Lecha lecha dodi, lecha kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, lecha kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated. As we turn now in our prayer books to page 145, and I'd like to invite our bar mitzvah, Aaron Dolofsky, to offer a reading.
Aaron, why don't you come on over here in front of the microphone, please? We all want to hear your amazing words.
Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways.
We transition now into Mari of our evening service with the Shema and its blessings, using the words of the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalmad v'yvarach irutei v'yamlich malchutei
B'chaye
b'chayechonu yomechon u'b'chaye dechol beit Yisrael Bagala u'vizman kariv Be'imeru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam olam me'almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha berichu le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alima Ve'imeru Amen. sing that. It's Adonai, you sing that. Amevorach. Baruch Adonai. Amevorach. Le'olam. Va'ed. Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach leolam va'ed. Try it with me. Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach leolam va'ed. Excuse me. Rabbi, do you think you could help out with a word?
150 now. As we prepare to bless God for God's abundant love that God has for all of us through all the gifts we have of Torah and Shabbat and mitzvot, all the things that guide us to live our lives with holiness.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amecha Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu lemadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shofbenu kumecha Nasiach Bechukecha B'nismach b'divrei Toratecha ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו באורח אורך ימינו ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה.
I ask everyone to just take a moment. Take a moment and breathe. Rabbi Levi Kelman, the founding rabbi of Congregation Klani Shema, taught that before the Shema, before the next words we utter, it's important to, as he said, take a nishima amuka, a deep breath. A deep breath to cleanse us, to center us, to put us in the right frame of mind, to hear those words and to speak those words which guide us on our Jewish paths. What the early reformers called the watchword of our faith, that which shows us the direction of our lives, that which reminds us that above all else, Adonai is our God and Adonai is one. So we take a moment, we close our eyes. And we take that nishima amukah, that cleansing breath that's attached to our neshama, attached to our souls. Breathing in all that is good and high and holy. As we focus on these words.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ata et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha, b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha, v'derech, u'v'shokbecha, u'v'kulmecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'isharecha, lima'an tizkiru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, Vitem kedoshim le'Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzekti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
We turn now to page 158 to these words of celebration and also words of redemption. Words that our ancestors sang as they crossed from shore to shore across the sea of freedom. But we're reminded as we sing them each week, not only to remember our own freedom from Egypt, the Yetziat Mitzrayim moment that was so foundational for our people, but to also remember that as those who have gone forth to freedom, it is our responsibility to ensure that all have the same gift of freedom as well.
Mi kamocha Ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kol nora tehilo, ozeh benora tehilo, מלכותך ראו בניך אוקיי הים לפני משה ומרים זה עלינו ואמרו זה עלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 160. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim 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 Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu l'chaim shalom me'ata v'yad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
We turn now to words from Torah, words that remind us on page 162 that as we keep Shabbat, it will keep us as well and renew our souls.
Okay, so how long has it been since we've had Leslie Fox here to sing this song with us?
Like 3 months. So, Leslie, you may be a little out of practice, but...
Are you... We've done our best in your stead, but it's not quite the same without you, Leslie. Let's try it again. Shafru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Asot et HaShabbat לדור תמריד עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדור תמריד עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדור תמריד עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדור תמריד עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדור תמריד עולם
It is told that the seer of Lublin, a great and holy man with profound knowledge of Torah, of Talmud, of Midrash, Jewish law and lore, once was a boy. And when he was young, every day he would go out for a walk. And he'd walk into the woods. Every day. For hours on end, he'd walk through the woods. Now, his father was basically a kind and compassionate and patient man, but eventually he had to say something because forests can be dangerous places. And so he went to his son and he said, "Why do you go out into the woods each day?" And his son said, "I'm going there to find God." And his dad, impressed that his young son would say such a thing, said, "I love that answer. I am so proud of you for doing that. But don't you know that you don't need to be in the woods to find God? God is the same everywhere." And his son answered, "God is, but I'm not." As we enter into the Tefillah, our central prayer of the service on page 164, we have an opportunity to find God, to get in the right state of mind, the right framework, as we will sing the words that say, "Open my mouth, let my lips declare your praise." And then we'll dive into silence, using the words that we have on the page, using the words of our hearts and our minds, as we try and connect with that which is greater than us. But to open tonight, to ensure that we are in that right place, that right framework, I'm going to ask everyone to start seated. And we're going to start our opening psalm nice and slow. And as the tempo picks up, I'm going to invite you, when you feel ready, to rise and continue singing with us as we ask God to open our minds, open our hearts, and open our mouths to be able to declare the praise of God.
Na 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 svatai tipta na 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 ufi agid teilatecha na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Ose shalom bimroma. Uyase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru Amen. Ose shalom bimroma. Uyase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen.
Ose shalom bimroma, Uyase shalom aleinu, Be'al kol Yisrael, Be'al kol yoshvei tevel, Ve'imru, Amen. Shalom bimroma, Uyase shalom aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, Ve'imru,
We take a moment and pause in our service as we think of those members of our community who are ill. Some are in the hospital, some are at home recovering, some have diseases and illnesses from which they may never recover. This week we think especially of Diane Silverstein, Lee Silverstein, Morty Tauber, Scott Brown, Helene Kraselski, Libby Katz, Ricky Baugh, Linda Hooper, Robert Josie, Lynn Grist, Miriam Balus, Linda Galler, Saul Stumer, Susan Rachel Stackel, Carmelo DeValle, Stacy Ford, Angelo Capozzoli, Sandra Slovin, Marcia Heisler, Elizabeth Jonas, Harriet Jacobs, Gail Kahn, Jonathan Waller, Catalina Deltet, Gary Swartz, Sheila Schneiderman, Tom Bradford, Janelle Nichols, Robert Cohen, Brianna Jacobs, David Sankey, Stanley Bissell, Richard Jacobs, Brooke Jacobs, Carolyn Eisenhart, Larry Futterman, Marty Barish, Gary Paul, Brian Berger, Chandler Jacobs, Yael Bat David Valea, Alan Friedman, Sarah Kahn, Lee Silverstein, Jill Van Team, Eleanor Goodman, Libby Routman, Marjorie Whitmore, Jerry Phillips, Paul Kershon, Reva Fisher, Leslie Knight, Bert Singerman, Mateo Velazquez, Max Jacobs, Kathy Waldner, Richard Zuspin, and Christopher Denton. If you are thinking of someone who is in need of a prayer of healing, I invite you to share their name with the community as my eyes meet yours. We think of all we have named and all we hold in our hearts as we ask God's healing presence to be with them. We also ask God to watch over victims of violence around the world. May they be blessed with healing, hope, and love. And we ask God to watch over those who care for the sick each day. May their hands and their hearts be blessed with wisdom, compassion, love, and support, as we ask for God to bless all of them and all of us with these words of healing on page 371. We join together. Nisheberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha
le'avotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberak imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu, those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We turn now in our prayer books to page 586 as we rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'tet gerula liyotzeh bereshit, shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shlinatu zo b'kovei meromim, u'Eloheinu einod, manachnu koreim u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. Page 594. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me. Your laugh once lifted me. Your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love what death has touched. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. At this sacred moment of our Shabbat evening worship, we think longingly and lovingly of those taken from us both recently and at this season in years past. We are in a period of Shiva, the first 7 days since his funeral of Jerry Cutler. And we mark the yahrzeit, the anniversary of their passing on this Shabbat, of Eugene Allen, Irvin Cohen, Mary Greenblatt, Max Nemiroff, Donald David Rahm, Molly Rasevsky, Fred Shore, Julia Sundheim, Barney Ronald Radoff, and Howard Green. If you are remembering someone, I'd like to ask you to share their name with the community as my eyes meet yours, or if you're joining us online, to add their name at this time to the chat. Zichronam livracha. May all their memories continue to be a blessing as we take all their memories into our hearts, along with the millions of our people who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Blessing the name of God, we turn now to the words that unite heaven and earth, the words of Kaddish on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach rute v'yamlik malchute. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekutsha brechu. Le'elamin kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to all the bereaved here and everywhere with the blessing of peace. Together we all say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen.
Our closing song can be found on page 625 as the last stanza, the last verse of Adon Olam. Please join us in singing these words that say and proclaim that God is with us and we shall have no fear.
Beyado avkiruchi, be'edishan be'aira, be'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo'ira, be'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo'ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear, hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear, safely in your hand. Be'yarav kiruchi, be'etishan be'ayra, be'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo'ira, be'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo'ira.
Please be seated. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbos.
It's great being here with all of you this evening as we welcomed in Shabbat. I want to thank Mike for leading us in music. I want to thank Brian Pallett, Drew Lloyd, Natasha Jonas for helping provide the music tonight and lifting our souls in song as we entered into this Shabbat. A few brief announcements before our Kiddush and Motzi and concluding benediction before we join together in the social hall for a special back to school for those of us who are about to go back to Hebrew school, Sunday school, Oneg Shabbat. We have ice cream sundaes tonight, so please join us for what is going to be a delicious, festive Oneg Shabbat after the service. But first, tomorrow morning, you're all invited to join us as we continue celebrating Shabbat during our 10:30 a.m. worship service, where we will also celebrate with Aaron Dolovsky as he celebrates the occasion of becoming a bar mitzvah, the newest adult member of the Jewish people. So we hope you will join Aaron and his family and friends tomorrow morning at 10:30. Then Sunday morning at 9 a.m., all of our students, after a summer off, will be back in the building. That's the first day of religious school. Come join us at 9 o'clock for a special opening Shirah and Tefillah before the students go to their classes. Parents, there will be a Q&A and an opportunity to meet Jessica Jessica Grabowski, our new Director of Jewish Life and Learning, Sunday morning as well, if you haven't yet met her. Monday, there is Mahjong in the social hall at 1 o'clock. Tuesday, our knitting and crochet group meets at 1 o'clock, and our High Holy Day choir will rehearse at 7 p.m., as well as Sisterhood having their board meeting at 7 o'clock. On Wednesday, come and study the book of 1 Samuel with us in our Tanakh study at 11 o'clock. If any of you are followers of CDT on Facebook or Instagram, you saw how many people we had studying with us this week. The more the merrier. It's always a great conversation. We talk about a lot. So we hope you will see us. We move very slowly through the Tanakh because we have great conversations each week, and we hope you will join us as well. Even if you've never come before, there is never a bad time to jump in to the study of our holy text. And then following Tanakh study at noon, you can join together in the kitchen with the Sandwich Project and help do a mitzvah to help feed the hungry in the greater Atlanta area. Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock will be our first C. Diddy Pizza Lounge night of the year. And then at 7 o'clock, our 9th and 10th grade religious school students will have their first class with Mike and me. And for those of you who have those students, parents are invited to join for the first class to learn about the year, to learn about the programs that their students will be in. Thursday, there is Mahjong for beginners at 10 and Mahjong again at 7 o'clock. There's a lot of Mahjong being played here, and it's great. Friday's a really important day to note. Friday is the deadline. I'm going to say it again. Friday is the deadline to RSVP and register for the High Holy Days. There are no tickets this year. Everybody is welcome to join us as always. However, and especially if you have loved ones you would like to remember in our Yizkor book, if you'd like to reserve a parking spot or do any of the other things that you need to sign up for, please do so this week so that we can properly plan. Even if you don't have a parking spot needed or want or have names in the Yizkor book, please register anyways, just so we can get a sense of how many people and we can plan appropriately for the Holy Days. There's a lot of information on that form about the entire Holy Day season, and so we hope, I'm going to direct you all there if you haven't looked yet, to see all of the great things coming up, beginning with Slichot on September 9th. Then next Friday night, or Friday during the day, our sisterhood will be going to the Van Gogh experience at 11 o'clock in the morning, and you're welcome to join us for Kabbalat Shabbat services in the evening. Next Saturday, we also have Shabbat morning worship, and we will celebrate the Bat Mitzvah of Rachel Harris. So we hope to see you next Saturday also. And then our first Play Tamid of the year is next Sunday, the 27th at 9:15, and a sisterhood open house at Ruthie Cohen's home beginning at 9:30, going until 1 o'clock. Drop in, come hang out, see the sisterhood. As we do each week, a special thank you to those who have done a lot for our community. And we want to thank Sherry Gable and the entire education committee, as well as all of our other volunteers that were here this past Sunday for our religious school open house, back to school bash. It was a lot of fun. If you saw the pictures, we had a blast. We had a foam party, which was just ridiculous. But it was a lot of fun, and we want to thank all of them, as well as Jessica, for all the hard work they put into such a successful program. That's what I got for now. It's a lot, but please keep in mind you can always look at Facebook or our website or check your email for all of this information as it comes to you. There's a lot more coming up as we enter into the Holy Day season. So we look forward to seeing you as we prepare to welcome in 5784. At this time, we are going to say Kiddush and Motzi and our closing benediction. So for Kiddush and Motzi, I'm going to invite anyone in the congregation, any young person who has not yet celebrated becoming a bar or bat mitzvah, to join me on the bima for Kiddush as we all turn to page 123 and rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafed Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh b'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher l'tziyad Mitzrayim Kimanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'yava u'v'ratzon hinchalatanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Before we uncover the challah for Motzi, it's always a joy when our young people come back, even when they live so far away. And yes, I'm going to embarrass you. Come on up, Brandon. So Brandon came back to be with his mom right now, and we're so glad to see you. So Brandon's going to help us with Motzi as well. Uncover the challah.
Motzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avon.
As they go back to their seats, I'm going to ask everyone to turn to page 662. We have entered today into the Hebrew month of Elul, the month preceding Rosh Hashanah, leading up to the High Holy Days. And beginning with Elul, it is traditional to add the words of Psalm 27 that say, Achad sha'alti, one thing I ask of you, God, that I have the ability to reside with you in your house. We add these words to our liturgy from now through the end of Yom Kippur. And as we prepare to wake ourselves up to the new year, we will conclude with those words, followed by the blast of the shofar, which we hear each day through the month of Elul. Please join us.
Tekiah.
Sing first.
Oh, I have to sing first?
Sing first.
I was going to get a break. Achat sha'alti meit Adonai ota bakesh. Achat sha'alti meit Adonai ota bakesh. Shvivti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai. Lachazot nimnoam benoam Adonai ulvaker beheichalo. Lachazot benoam Adonai ulvaker beheichalo. Tekiah.
Shabbat Shalom. It's, you know what? That season's almost over, so let them enjoy it, right?